Good morning, everybody. This is NC4XL Dom. North Carolina for extreme lovers. That I'm not, but I am the darling old man. And this video is for our new members and some old members that maybe want to refresh their memory or move up from hunter status to a activator status. So if you're new and you found my YouTube page, please feel free to look at all the different videos I put. You're not going to find a lot with your call sign and the contacts back and forth, because I believe the information is more important sometimes. But welcome to revitalizing your amateur radio license if you've been licensed for a while and got away from it. I've been licensed since 1978. And I did step away. I think most of us will go through a period of that, but that's okay. A very fun and addictive hobby. Most everything I'm going to be talking about is based on activating and becoming an activator, but pertains to the hunter, the chaser, the ones at the house, where the bathrooms are at, where the temperature's right, where the food is in front of them. All those convenient things. Oh, where the amplifiers are, where the fancy logging is. Those are things we don't have as activators. And you're going to learn that as an activator. It's fun. It makes you pull your hair out. It makes you have stomach ulcers. Because any of us that go out, we always try to make sure we're not making mistakes and people pick on us. Well, this group of people are not going to pick on you. They're going to share it with you. Let's see if we can get started here. I got some notes and I'll try to follow them. And one of the biggest things you got to remember, as an activator, everybody depends on you. And what I mean by that is, if you don't send your login, it's not going to be processed. All those people chasing you, wanting to work you in that park, for whatever reason, aren't going to get credit. So your logs, if you're a NC4, my logs go to 4 land. If I was a NC2, my logs would go to 2 land, regardless of me living in 4 land. Okay? The logs are processed by volunteers, people who take the time to do the uploading. We have to make sure that they're in correct format, ADIF. And at this point, I suggest looking on YouTube for Matt Here, M-A-T-T-H-E-E-R-E, Matt Here, for POTA. An excellent, and I would suggest must watch the YouTube videos, because it will answer a lot of your questions versus me, who I'm inexperienced and I don't have the fancy editing and all that stuff. I'm going to give you what I got unedited. There you go. That's it. So you're important. They want to work you. They're chasing you, and you're going out there to give them what they want. The only element that I know of that we really have no control over at all is the band conditions. Don't look at one of those pages that says, well, it's not a good day to go out, so stay home, because you'll never go out. I look at those after I've gone out, based on the fact that they were wrong, or they were right. But you know, I'm not going to make it dependent on that. Get out of the house. Go down to that park. Go down to that wildlife management area. Get in the air. Get in the elements. Some people go camping and hunting trips and fishing, and they take the radio with, and they can put out that park. Logging, I speak from the old school. I put paper and pencil together, and if I spill coffee, I still can read my paper after it dries, pretty much. But if I spill it on top of a laptop or a device such as a cell phone or iPhone, a tablet, it could be an all done deal, no recovery. I take my logs home and I put it on the computer at the home, because then I'm in my controlled environment where I can use the restroom or I could eat or whatever, and I don't have the stress level of the next contact. Do what you want. There's many logging programs out there. It's what you feel. You're the activator. You're in control. Talking about being in control as an activator, you're going to experience something that a lot of people don't, and it's called pile-ups. Many of us work from this side at the house, trying to reach that DX station or whatever, and we spend time and we flip the switches and we try to give it everything we got. Well, you're going to be on that receiving end, because your park is going to be like a DX contact. About 2 or 3 times a week, Jason and the administration post about new members. And the new members mean more people want to work you. And I'll try to remember to talk about parks, why we keep going back and back in different areas, different times. But if I forget, I'm just an old man. Those people want to work you. So when you get there, suggestion number 1, once you're set up, go check the spotting pages out if you have cell service. Go check the spotting pages and see who else is out there running. And when you find that, work them. Work them from your park. Because once you get started activating, you're not going to have a chance to go running around unless it's really dead and bad conditions and hail, and then it's a different story. But generally speaking, when you get activated, you want to be busy, and you're going to be busy. You're in control. You hear the loudest stations, you don't have to do just one at a time. If you take 2, 3, 4 calls and you write down on paper, that's the convenience of writing on paper versus trying to punch it in a computer or a laptop, because you can only do one at a time there. Now the advantage is if you get piled up that busy, and you'll have some 1 hour and 2 hour pile-ups, and yes, you will. It happens. It happens. And when you get in that environment, guess what? You thank God you got paper to keep writing down your little notes, because you're the one that knows your own handwriting. But you can only do one at a time in a laptop. There's no sense increasing your time out there for another hour when you could have just put it on paper and do it at home. But that's enough. That's just me. I'm old-fashioned. But when you work a pile-up for an hour, it's an emotional strain. It's a big high. It's a feeling you just cannot imagine. So get ready for the pile-ups. It's going to happen. Equipment. Test your equipment in your backyard, in your neighbor's backyard. Make sure every antenna you take with you is tested. You have all the components and parts together that you need, because guess what? You might drive an hour, 2 hours for some people, across the state for other people, to get where you're going to put a park out and forget the radio. Don't chuckle, because it's happened. I forgot pencils. I used a magic marker. That was a fun log sheet. The thing is, check your equipment. Do test runs, setting it up, breaking it down, setting it up, breaking it down, so you have a confidence level when you get there. You can say in 25 minutes, I can have this thing set up and running. Okay. That's going to help you have a confidence level when you get out there. Your first one, your hands are going to be sweating. You're going to feel like you got to go to the bathroom all the time. Don't worry about that little stuff. Any of us activators have all been there. Test your equipment. Antennas. I carry 3 antennas with me. I don't need 3 antennas. I only use 1. I used to set up all 3 antennas. But I found which one works the best for me depending on the park I go to, whether I can put it up in a tree or not. So if the NFED goes up in a tree, my contacts double. Simple. If I put the delta loop up, no problem. Good contacts, but I got to use a tuner with it. If I use the Wolf River coil, the SB1000, I'm set up for 20 and 40 real easy because I have two collars. But if I go to change bands, it's running back and forth. And that, for me, because of my disability, makes it very hard. So the type of antenna you use has got to be what you're comfortable with. Don't use what somebody else uses. Use what you're comfortable with. In other words, use more than one. Test them. When you find that antenna you like, you'll make a way to put it up. Whether you have a drive-on mount and run a jack-eye pole up 31 feet, 33 feet, whatever, you'll come up with ways to make it work. Same thing with your hitch on the back of your truck or your car. You'll find a way. We all do. So, I've really got you confused. No, I want you to go out and have fun. You're going to have failures. Failures are positive notes. That's like making lemonade from a lemon. It's okay. They tell you we need 10. Work on the park to parks. As soon as you get set up, start spotting it. Go check the spots, rather. And go work all that you can so you're comfortable. If the band conditions are bad, you'll know it. But if they're good, you'll know it too. I know this is a long video. I wish I could talk for hours because I really have grown in my respect for all those in the administrative side of POTA and the operators, the people I've gotten to know but I've never met, the camaraderie. Those are things that are going to happen. So if you have listened this far, almost 12 minutes, I want to thank you. I want to work you. As Mike KN4, my KN4XP, my partner in county hunting years ago, and now my partner with putting out parks for POTA, his statement is simply this: I want you in my logs. We want you in our logs. Have a blessed day.